What's up and welcome to another episode of It's Tip Top Fishing. My name is Keaton and this is
Dean
DeBrain from Underdog Angler. Why is he in this video? Just because it's fun. Okay, so this is the first of 3 ways to keep warm in winter. Why? Because winter is coming. So winter is flipping cold and it's bad to be cold in winter. So the first tip is to do with these. You got to keep your top and your bottom cold. Not this bottom, your feet. So a good tip is nice warm socks. Solid warm socks so that your feet stay nice and warm. If your feet get cold, what happens?
You freeze to death.
You freeze to death.
Yes.
To death. Okay? Then the other thing is where your body loses the most heat is your head. So a great thing to use and to use when you sleep as well is a decent beanie. How do you know it's a decent beanie? Is those beanies that don't have lots of holes in it, because you're going to feel that cold through the holes. And then usually if they got a double layer beanies are great. Hey Dean?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, the next tip is Dean's favorite tip. Why? Because he used one last night. He was cold, and every time he sleeps in this tent his feet get freezing, and he does have good socks. So what did you use?
I used your warm bottle.
Oh, little baby sockies. It's a hot water bottle, so all you got to do is bring this with you. It's nice and flat, compact, it's easy to take with. But then you just get some water, boil it, put it in this thing, and stick it in the bottom of your sleeping bag.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's there, you leave it for 5 minutes, and then when you get in,
Yes, it was warm.
he loved it.
Yeah, I fell asleep in like the first 5 minutes.
They stay hot for quite a couple of hours, eh? About 3-4 hours.
Yeah, about 3 hours.
About 3 hours. So but not 4 hours, but 3 hours. And then when you catch a fish at night, you can just reboil the kettle, and then you've got another hot thing. And they're not dangerous. Just make sure the lid's on proper, and they're not dangerous.
No, they're not dangerous.
Then, lastly but definitely not least, is get a decent sleeping bag. Now, a decent sleeping bag is a sleeping bag that usually goes to a rating of -5 or even colder, but they usually are quite expensive. So if you don't have a proper sleeping bag, what happens?
Yes, my man.
You freeze.
Yeah.
You get so cold, you down and you sleep, and then your buckets freeze outside, and
You're gonna be awake the whole night.
You'll be sitting like this all night.
Hey, do you want to share your sleeping bag with me?
Yeah, you're gonna cuddle. Okay, so a good sleeping bag, you can get those -5 degree rating ones, or you can get those really fancy ones that have got different layers that you can zip on and off, or you can do what I did, because I've got this is a warm one I was given by my lovely aunt Joss. Thank you, Joss. And it's a rating for +5, so it's a summer sleeping bag. But what I did is I got on my knitting skills and I put in an extra layer. So you see there, that's the actual sleeping bag, and then I bought some material from a material shop, and I sewed in another zip. You can see there, a zip, and I put in another layer. So now I've got a sleeping layer and a blanket inside of my sleeping bag, so I can deal with pretty cold situations. I've been in, what's the coldest I've been in? I've been in about -6, the coldest I've ever been in, and I was fine. So make sure to get yourself a great sleeping bag, and if you can't buy an expensive fancy one, do it yourself. Nothing's stopping you. You can buy some cheap material. This material I think was like $60 per meter, so you get 2 meters of this, and then sew it on the inside, and you snug as a bug in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
So that's that for this episode of It's Tip Top Fishing. Make sure to go to Underdog Angler to see his videos. He's also, if you don't know him already, he's also a Facebook and YouTuber. He does lots of fishing videos and cool stuff. And please remember to like, share, comment, do all those cool things, and I'll see you next time on It's Tip Top Fishing.